I'm Alice. Welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. It's been so long, and because today's video is a little bit of a longer one, I thought it'd be nice if we could sit down and do a chatty one. I even got changed and dressed because we have been stuck in quarantine in Shanghai for over a month now with no end in sight, so I thought it'd be nice to look presentable and feel cute since we haven't seen each other in a long while. So yeah. To start this off, I have the video playing down here, so I'll be glancing down quite a lot, and this is the very last video I have of volume 10. Even though it's of a spread that I don't really like all that much, when I sat down to do it, I had an amazing, whimsical and romantic vision in my mind, and then I just executed it quite poorly and didn't turn out the way I wanted it to be. I don't like the way I did the right side, like the font that I chose, and like the handwriting didn't turn out. I don't know, I just don't feel it's balanced. So yeah, but volume 10 is very dear to me, even though it is dedicated to a person who's no longer in my life. But I think in volume 10 is when I really managed to find that perfect balance for me, like how the spreads turned out and everything. I love it so much. I talked about it quite a lot, of like where I get my inspiration from and things, and I think it's usually just like lyrics, right? Lyrics or poems or things that people said to me, and then I get those very cheesy daydreams in my mind, and in volume 10 I found the perfect way to let those daydreams spill onto paper. And yeah, I just think I personally got that balance of cheesy but not too cheesy to the point where it's painful to look at. So I really like the journal very much. I'm very sad that I didn't bring it with me to Shanghai, but yeah, this video is gonna be my personal therapy session for me to ramble on. I did mention in the last video that I posted like a year ago, just shortly, right? So I moved from Vienna to Shanghai. For the biggest part of my life, I lived in Vienna, and I guess it should be considered a home, but I don't know how to explain that home didn't feel like home. So I embarked on this journey to find home, and I chose Shanghai because I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I quite literally typed into Google kindergarten teacher job search, and this was one of the options that popped up. So I moved here because my parents are from mainland China and from Hong Kong, and my dad has always talked very highly about China, and I wanted to see what it's all about, and also try and learn the language a little bit, get in touch with my roots. And I had some stereotypes and like, I guess, prejudices and a little bit of a judgmental mindset about certain things of the culture, and I wanted to, learn and educate myself. So I came here, and oh boy, I know that making such a big choice comes with a lot of, expectations and hopes and dreams and ambitions. And then I came here and I was severely let down. And for the first 3 months here, after I started the job, every single one of my dinners was dumplings. And then I just eat my dumplings and cry into it. And I was just very depressed and very lonely here for the first 3 months, because part of it was my job. It wasn't as advertised, but I think that's with every job. But a big part of it was also just the feeling of loneliness. Like I'm quite introverted, and I think I wouldn't usually go out of my way to approach people, but then coming here I did really make an effort. But just because I met a lot of people doesn't mean that I actually made a connection with them. So even though I met a bunch of people, I never really felt seen or heard or understood, and that was a lot to take. And then I even, like, after 7 months, I realized that after 7 months I got my first hug, and one of my love languages and how I feel loved and cared for and being here is by getting hugs and having somebody next to me. And even though I'm a kindergarten teacher, yes, I get hugs quite regularly from the little ones, but it's quite different from hugging a grown human being, right? So yeah, it was tough. I was not happy during my first year, but I met very good friends, and I met amazing people here. I actually went on a very fun trip with some friends. So I had zero sense of self-preservation, and I went on a trip with somebody that I've only met 3 times. And then it was a trip with 2 of his friends that I've never met before. And every time I tell a story, I keep thinking back on it, and I feel like I could have very well been kidnapped and just killed in the mountains. But it turned out to be the best trip, and I met the most amazing people, and they're my dearest friends here. And yeah, I think I grew a lot here. I did say that it feels a lot like character development, and how this city makes you challenge yourself, and you have to, for me at least, I feel like it made me realize I cannot sit around and wait anymore. For the past 4-ish years, I was sitting and waiting and waiting. I don't know, for somebody to come save me, for somebody to change my life, or for something to drop down and go and my life changes, and it didn't. So I realized that, I now I kind of have the mindset of, oh, if I see something that I want, I'm gonna go get it and pursue it, and that has turned out great. So highly recommend it. But yeah, that was a very big part, and a very big reason of why I didn't journal. There was too much homesickness, which was so weird, because I left Vienna because I didn't feel like that was home, right? I wanted to go find home, and once I left Vienna, I kept feeling homesick. Like, I couldn't journal because everything about journaling reminded me of Vienna, and everything that I needed to feel that safe and secure environment to sit down and be in touch with my feelings and my daydreams was related to Vienna. Like, I didn't have my white desk, I didn't have the sun shining in through the blinds from my window, I didn't have that one particular pair of scissors. I didn't know I could be that attached to a $2 scissors, like pair of scissors. I didn't have my wobbly iPhone stand. Like, everything that I usually had with me, I just didn't, and that made me feel so uncomfortable and unsafe, and I just didn't feel like journaling. Every time I thought, oh, I wanted to pour my feelings out, I did try. So I would have my passport size, and then just with black gel pen, I write down some thoughts, and as soon as I started, I would be maybe 2 sentences in, and then the tears would just start pouring out. So I had to close the journal, and I didn't want to do that to myself, because it would be just a lot to take and a lot to go through and process. So I just stopped journaling completely for those 2 years that I've been here. And then about 2 months ago, I slowly started again, because I wrote a letter to my current boyfriend, and then while I was writing it, I got reminded of how much fun it was for me to write those letters, and to make those little collages and hide like tiny messages in flip-ups and everything. So that inspired me to start journaling a little bit more. And I'm trying to get to the mindset of not caring too much about the layout, because I really don't have a lot of supplies to do so. Like, I don't have anything. I don't know, I think everybody thinks, oh, you can get everything in China. Maybe you can actually, and I just don't know where to start to look for. But I don't have any supplies here, so I also don't have a printer, I don't have anything. So I have, with the limited things that I have, I'm trying to journal and let go of that perfectionism of having to have everything in perfect balance, and trying to get back to the bare roots and necessity of how I started out with journaling. But it's kind of sad when you found your ideal style, and then you're kind of forcibly pushed back into the bare necessities of where you started. Like, this contrast of looking at volume 10 and it being the essence of what I want my journals to be, and now volume 11, I guess, where it's back to how it looked like in volume 4, and that makes me frustrated, and I want my supplies back. So yeah, that's my current struggle. But Also, since I mentioned we're in lockdown right now, and I don't know how much longer this is gonna go on for because Education Bureau has restrictions and our school is currently on hold. So I quite literally have a lot of free time. So I'll start doing a little bit of more videos. We'll see, but I'm trying to first of all get over my perfectionism and then try to update here and there. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I do kind of want to update a little bit about the lockdown situation here because it is crazy. This is crazy. So I'll see what happens, but thank you guys so much for watching. I actually read the comments that you guys left on the last video. They were so kind and so uplifting and so gentle, but I just didn't have it in me to reply. It gave me a lot of anxiety, I don't know, but I appreciate them so much. So thank you so much for just throughout this whole time being so kind and sweet to me. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for listening to this rambling. And I love you guys so much. Thank you. See you. Bye.